Shalom, it's me, Sudden Skye, and what's that smell? Smells like Shovel Knight. It's because we're playing Shovel Knight. That's why it smells like that. But we have an optional boss right there. But before we take that guy on, let's get a meal ticket. Increase our health from this goat. I think that might be our last meal ticket. We'll find out later though. I'm aiming to max out my health bar before beating this game, and my mana bar, and my everything bar. Trying to get everything in this game. 100% it. And, oh, not 100% it. That would have to include like the accomplishments and like the achievements that you have to get in the game. I feel like, no, we're not getting the achievement where we don't take a hit throughout the whole game. That's pushing it a little bit. But we will get the Dynamo mail, which is my favorite armor, I have to say. But we'll talk more about the armor after we take on this optional boss. His name is the Phantom Striker, and something interesting happens if you fight him a certain way. But first, dialogue. What magic is this? Power, honor, the traits of a respectable warrior. Sir, I don't believe we've met. We meet today on the field of battle. We both defeated many knights and traveled far. Today, we fight. Stand aside. I have no reason to battle. Conflict is the reason unto itself. Brave knight, today you will be tested. Okay? Yes, this is the Phantom Striker. A lone warrior, Phantom Striker appears to those that he deems worthy of challenging him. Light on his feet and wielding a rapier, this enigmatic fighter also controls the power of lightning. Always in a search of an honorable battle, Phantom Striker may reward those who fare well against his cyclonic charge. Excuse me, it looks like rage for a second. And honestly, I really don't know how to fight this guy. I always defeat him differently every time, and yeah, I don't really have many tips for this guy. But if you defeat him with more than half of your health bar left, he will leave a larger amount of money for you than he does with me. Ha! I've been bested, but barely. You still need training to overcome what lies ahead. Farewell, Shovel Knight. Yeah, apparently he has different dialogue if you, depending on how high your health bar is. And, I guess I didn't do so well. Sorry, guys. I'm sad. But shall we take on Propeller Knights or Polar Knights? I always like taking Propeller on Knight last. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's, like, higher up in the skies. I feel like, you know, I should take him on last. You know, also, I even like ever since like my first playthrough, I always took him on last too. Even though I feel like now that I think about it, I feel like I should take on Polar Knight on last now. Cause like, Polar Knight has like more of an interesting relationship with Shovel Knight. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But Polar Knight. At home in the cold, Polar Knight guards the stranded ship in the frozen south. Titanic and terrible, he is the strongest and most brutish of the Order of No Quarter. Sometime in the past, Shovel Knight and Polar Knight have crossed shovels before, and if they battle again, Polar Knight doesn't intend on a second rematch. Ooh, Polar Knight's a little salty. And his pros. Wields a snow shovel. How is that a pro? I could hold a snow shovel too. Does that make me a good person? Anywho. Doesn't feel cold, but is quite considerate. I guess that's good, that he doesn't feel cold, but like, when does he know when he has hypothermia? And it's nice that he's quite considerate. Even though he is a villain Polar Knight is not a very mean guy, so to speak. But oh, his cons. Has an annoying laugh. It's like water torture. It's like water torture? Is that like... Is that like... waterboarding? What does that mean? But like, if his laugh is anything like torture, I mean like physical, like painful torture, I mean... I guess I don't want to hear his laugh anytime soon. Oh, and his personality. It says here that Polar Knight is a man of few words who apparently prefers solitude. I guess that's why he's in some Arctic area. I don't think many people go there. Especially considering that your name is Polar Knight. I mean, you'd expect to be in a polar area. Anywho. He seems to respect the strength, asking Shovel Knight to join the Order of No Quarter out of respect of his power. So I guess Shovel Knight is highly revered in the eyes of Polar Knight. Polar Knight, the interesting character he is. I guess he does have a lot of ties with Shovel Knight because you know, Polar Knight does wield a shovel. But I think that's like their only connection, the fact that they have like shovels. I mean, I do understand that like they are like hinting towards like a supposed like past that Polar Knight and Shovel Knight have had before, but I mean, the only similarity they seem to have is like the fact that they both hold shovels. Oh, well, in game that is. There could be other things, but anywho. Also, seeing Polar Knight's pictures, I couldn't help but notice that he has 3 fingers and the thumb, which counts as a finger too, so I guess 4 fingers. The Shovel Knight characters follow the 4-finger rule rather than the regular, well, I mean human like 5-finger thing that happens. Which is it's pretty pointless to point out, but you know, I find it very interesting. And I do find this also interesting, this like little statue of like 2 birds. When you hit it, it barfs rainbows. Or rather like Aurora Borealis. I guess that's what the effect they were going for. Seeing as Aurora Borealises are in the Arctic. I've never actually seen an actual Aurora Borealis in real life. Maybe one day I would hope to see such a miracle. Isn't the Aurora Borealis one of the 7 great wonders of the world? I always forget what the great wonders of the world are. I know it's the river in Venice, Italy. That's one of them. The heads of Mount Rushmore. And then the Grand Canyon, that's the 3rd one. The heads, the Maui heads that are on the Easter Island things. And then I forget the rest. I tried. But I've yet to explain the armor upgrade that I just recently got from the armor outpost. This is the I forget the name, so I call it the silver armor, which I believe is the most useful armor that you can get. Gives you the ability to instead of having to charge up your blade to do that super strong swipe, if you bounce on your enemy twice, it gives you the charge up automatically without having to charge it up. So if you don't want to like waste your time actually holding down your swipe attack button, you can just bounce on your enemy twice, and then you get the power. Also, I didn't show this on screen, but I did get a second iCore cup to carry one of those potions in, so we can have more storage for potions. Something that I failed to mention earlier, but I don't think this really goes without saying. Each of the enemies in this stage have their own like individual names. You don't really see them in game except for when the credits roll, and well, I don't imagine too many people pay attention to those, but I do. Anytime I'm in the movie theater, I always want to stay for the credits, but no one else does. Everyone just leaves. I don't understand why they leave. I mean, I understand if you have to go somewhere, but like, where do you have to rush off to on a Friday night? Huh? Just enjoy the credits, man. Get what you paid for. Squeeze all the juice in. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, that was a bit of a tangent. But, yes, each of these enemies have, like, different names. Like, those, like, I believe those wizard guys that shoot out the magic balls. Those were, like, the Wisms. The ones that shot out the gears, those were like gear wisms. I believe these wolf enemies are called spin wolves or spin wolves. The enemy name that I find the most fun to laugh about are the rat enemy names. Yes, one of them is less funny to laugh about. Is the rats that are attached to the helicopter. Those were the helicopter rats. That's their official name. But the rats that you saw that exploded in the Explodatorium Plague Knight stage, those are called rat sploders. They were just rats exploding all over the place. Watch out for that rat explosion. Oh no. Oh man. And then the ones that you saw in Tinker Knight stage, the clock tower, those were the rats that were attached to the wheel, and they were just rats on wheels. Those were electrodents. Electrodents. Oh man. So creative, that one. It's like electricity and rodent combined. Oh, Yacht Club games. You're something else, aren't you? You're something else. But yes, the enemies here do have names. Anywho. Oh, and a thing that I forgot to mention about the Hall of Champions. You don't unlock the Hall of Champions until you beat Plague Knight for some reason. I don't know, Plague Knight is special in the eyes of the creators. So why not let him be the key to the Hall of Champions? I still can't wrap my head around why the creators created a special DLC for Plague Knight. I mean, like, why Plague Knight? Why? I mean, it's fun and all. I've been enjoying it, like, a lot. It's, like, amazing what they could, like, do with, like, just the same exact level design, but a different character. Makes it feel like a completely new game. I mean, I already have enough fun, like, replaying Shovel Knight, like, the new game plus of Shovel Knight, which is basically just hard mode of Shovel Knight. But, I mean, with a whole new character, it just feels completely different. I gotta commend Yacht Club Games on making such a spectacular game. They show a lot of dedication, especially with the new amiibo. I mean, they've been like working on that amiibo for like a year. At least I hear that they've been working on it for a year. I don't know if they were though. But it is time to take on the accursed Polar Knight, or as they say in America, Polar Knight. Yeah, whatever. So, my old friend, the day has finally come. This will be our final duel. Should we not lay down our shovels and part as equals? The Order has no equals. Surely you can recognize power and join us. You've forgotten our oath. What happened to the proud warrior I knew? No words. The bitter cold will claim you. Oh man. I can't keep doing these voices. Fortunately, Polar Knight is one of the last. For the first half of the fight, Polar Knight will be shoveling these snowballs at you, and that's what it'll do for most of the time. But then halfway through the fight, these spikes start showing up and make things a little more etchy. But if you keep using the invincibility band, you just stand on the spikes like I am now. Just stand on them. Why isn't that killing you, Shovel Knight? How did you find the cure, the antibody to spike disease? I mean, what has this Let's Play turned into? Anywho, see you guys in the next part. Ooh, money.